The day started like any other in New York City. People rushed to work, taxi drivers honked their horns, and street vendors sold hot dogs. But at 9:15 a.m., everything changed. A shadow fell over the city. People looked up and gasped. A massive spaceship, bigger than any building, hovered above them. Panic spread quickly. Cars crashed, people ran screaming, and chaos took over. In Washington, D.C., General Sarah Thompson stared at her computer screen in disbelief. "This can't be real," she muttered. But it was. Alien ships appeared over every major city worldwide. The president called an emergency meeting. "What are our options?" he asked, his face pale with worry. General Thompson shook her head. "Sir, our weapons are useless against their technology. We're outmatched." As they spoke, screens worldwide flickered to life. A strange face appeared. Gray skin, large black eyes, no nose. The alien spoke in a deep, rumbling voice. "People of Earth, we are the Zorgans. Your planet is now ours. Surrender or face destruction." Across the globe, military forces scrambled to respond. Fighter jets took off, only to be swatted from the sky like flies. Tanks fired uselessly at the alien ships, their shells bouncing off invisible shields. In New York, a brave news crew filmed the invasion. "This is unprecedented," the reporter said, her voice shaking. "The military seems powerless against." Her words cut off as a beam of light from the ship above swept across the street, vaporizing everything it touched. Underground, in a secret bunker, world leaders gathered virtually. "We must negotiate," said the French president. "Negotiate?" The Russian leader scoffed. "They're killing our people." As they argued, reports flooded in. London's Big Ben was gone. The Sydney Opera House was a smoking ruin. The Eiffel Tower had been twisted into a pretzel. Back in New York, a small group of survivors huddled in a subway station. Among them was Dr. Emily Chen, a brilliant physicist. "There must be a way to stop them," she said, scribbling equations on a dirty napkin. An old man next to her laughed bitterly. "Stop them. Look outside, Doc. It's over." But Emily refused to give up. She knew humanity had faced tough odds before and survived. There had to be a way. On the alien mothership, Commander Zork surveyed the Earth with cold satisfaction. "Pathetic creatures," he muttered. "They don't even put up a good fight." His second-in-command approached nervously. "Sir, we're ready for the next phase." Zork's mouth twisted into what might have been a smile. "Excellent. It's time to show these humans our true power." He turned to face his crew. "Prepare the beast." The alien soldiers rushed to obey, excitement rippling through them. The beast was their secret weapon, the thing that had conquered 100 worlds before this one. As the aliens prepared, a small group of human scientists worked frantically in a hidden lab. They had been studying alien technology for years, in secret. Now, it was their only hope. "We've cracked their communication code," one scientist announced. Cheers erupted around the room. Dr. Chen, who had made her way to the lab, leaned in to listen. Her eyes widened as she heard the alien commander's next words. "The beast is ready. Soon, we will unleash it upon the humans. Victory is ours." The scientists looked at each other in fear. What was this beast? How could they stop it? As night fell over a battered Earth, both sides prepared for the next phase of battle. The aliens, confident in their superweapon. The humans, desperate but determined. In New York, a small dog barked at the alien ship overhead, unafraid. Its owner, a young boy, patted its head. "Don't worry, buddy," he said. "The grown-ups will figure something out. They always do." Little did he know, his furry friend would soon play a crucial role in Earth's defense. As the world held its breath, Commander Zork gave the order they had all been waiting for. Unleash the beast. The bottom of the mothership opened slowly. Humans watched in terror, expecting some horrible monster. What emerged instead would change the course of the invasion in ways no one could have predicted. The world watched in terror as the bottom of the alien mothership slowly opened. Soldiers readied their weapons, though they knew it was hopeless. Scientists leaned into their screens, eager to see this terrible beast. But what came out of the ship wasn't what anyone expected. A small, fluffy creature floated down on a beam of light. It looked like a puppy, but with purple fur and 6 legs. Its big eyes blinked in the sunlight. For a moment, everything was silent. Then someone laughed. Soon, the laughter spread. On the mothership, Commander Zork frowned. "Why aren't they running in fear?" he asked. His assistant looked confused. "Sir, the beast has destroyed many worlds. Perhaps Earth's atmosphere affects it." Down on the ground, a little girl stepped forward. Before anyone could stop her, she reached out and petted the alien beast. It wagged its tail and licked her hand. "What a cute puppy," the girl giggled. Zork watched this on his screen, his gray face turning an angry shade of green. No, the beast is supposed to strike fear into their hearts. Not this. But it was too late. Videos of the cute alien puppy were already going viral. #SpacePuppy was trending worldwide. In the secret lab, Dr. Chen studied the footage carefully. "There's more to this creature than meets the eye," she muttered. Her colleague, Dr. Patel, nodded. "Its DNA is like nothing we've ever seen. And look at these energy readings." As they worked, more beasts were released in cities around the world. But everywhere, the result was the same. People weren't afraid. They were charmed. In London, a beast helped an old lady cross the street. In Tokyo, another played fetch in a park. In Rio, one danced to samba music on the beach. Commander Zork was furious. "This is impossible. The beast has never failed before." His scientists worked frantically to understand what was happening. "Sir," one finally said, "it seems Earth's unique atmosphere has altered the beast's molecular structure. Instead of fear, it now produces love." Zork couldn't believe his ears. "Love? Love? We are conquerors, not puppy distributors." But the damage was done. All over Earth, people were bonding with the alien creatures. And as they did, strange things started to happen. A boy in Chicago found he could understand his dog's thoughts after playing with a beast. A woman in Sydney discovered she could move objects with her mind. In the secret lab, Dr. Chen made an amazing discovery. The beasts are changing human DNA. They're giving people new abilities. World leaders who had been hiding in bunkers began to emerge. They saw their people not cowering in fear, but celebrating in the streets with their new alien pets. The President of the United States gave a speech, a beast puppy in her arms. "Today, we don't face an invasion. We face a new friendship with the universe." Commander Zork watched all this with growing horror. His unstoppable invasion force was being defeated by cuteness and love. "Retreat," he finally ordered. "Get us out of this madhouse." But as the alien ships prepared to leave, something unexpected happened. The beasts didn't want to go. They had found a new home on Earth, and Earth had found new friends among the stars. As Zork's ship rose into the sky, defeated, a small beast puppy watched from the arms of the little girl who had first petted it. Its eyes glowed with an ancient wisdom. "Don't worry," it seemed to say, though no words were spoken. "We'll protect you now." And just like that, Earth's place in the galaxy was forever changed. The invasion that had threatened to end humanity had instead opened up a whole new universe of possibilities. In New York, Dr. Chen patted a beast puppy as she looked at the stars. "I think," she said with a smile, "this is the beginning of a beautiful friendship." 3 months had passed since the failed Zorgan invasion. Earth was a very different place now. The alien beasts, now affectionately called fluffles by humans, had become part of everyday life. In New York, Dr. Emily Chen walked to work, her own fluffle, Sparky, trotting beside her. As they passed a construction site, Sparky's eyes glowed. Suddenly, a heavy beam floating in the air moved safely away from a group of workers below. "Good boy, Sparky," Emily said, patting his purple fur. The workers waved, used to such sights by now. At the newly formed Earth Space Research Center, Emily met with her team. "Any progress on understanding the Fluffles' abilities?" she asked. Dr. Patel nodded excitedly. "We've discovered something amazing. The Fluffles don't just give humans new abilities. They're teaching us how to use alien technology." On a screen, they watched a video of a teenager effortlessly operating a piece of Zorgan equipment, guided by his Fluffle. "This changes everything," Emily said, her mind racing with possibilities. Meanwhile, in a hidden base on Mars, Commander Zork paced angrily. 3 months, 3 months, and we haven't found a way to reverse this disaster." His assistant nervously approached. "Sir, we've received a message from the High Council." Zork froze. The High Council ruled their entire empire, if they had heard of his failure. The message was short. "Return immediately. Explain your actions." Zork gulped. This was not good. Back on Earth, in a small town in Japan, something strange was happening. A young girl named Yuki and her Fluffle, Mochi, were playing in the park when Mochi suddenly stood still, eyes glowing brightly. All around the world, at that exact moment, every Fluffle did the same thing. In New York, Sparky turned to Emily. For the first time, he spoke aloud in a soft, melodic voice. "They're coming back." Panic spread quickly. News channels blazed with headlines. "Alien return imminent." World leaders scrambled to prepare. But the Fluffles remained calm. Through their human companions, they sent a message. "Do not fear. We will protect you." In orbit around Earth, a massive fleet of Zorgan ships appeared. But before they could do anything, something incredible happened. Every Fluffle on Earth raised its head to the sky. A beam of swirling, colorful energy shot from each of them, combining into a massive shield around the planet. On the lead Zorgan ship, the High Council watched in amazement. "What is this?" the head counselor asked. Zork, standing nervously nearby, had no answer. Down on Earth, humans and Fluffles worked together. Those with new telekinetic abilities moved satellites to better positions. Those who could now understand complex alien math helped calculate defense strategies. Emily and her team worked frantically in their lab. The Fluffles, she realized, they're not just pets or weapons. They're teachers. They'd been preparing us for this moment all along. As the Zorgan fleet approached the energy shield, they found they couldn't penetrate it. Their weapons were useless. The head counselor turned to Zork. "Explain this. How did primitive humans master our technology so quickly?" Before Zork could stammer an answer, a hologram appeared in the ship. It showed Emily, standing confidently with Sparky by her side. "Greetings, Zorgan High Council," she said. "We, the people of Earth, invite you to peaceful negotiations. Your beasts have taught us much. We believe we can learn from each other." The counselors looked at each other in shock. This was unprecedented. After a long moment, the head counselor spoke. "We accept your invitation." As the Zorgan leaders prepared to meet with Earth's representatives, Zork slunk away, his dreams of conquest thoroughly crushed. On Earth, humans celebrated. The Fluffles had not only saved them from invasion, but had opened up a new era of galactic diplomacy. Emily knelt down and hugged Sparky tightly. "I guess the old saying is true," she said with a laugh. "Dogs really are man's best friend, even when they're alien dogs." Sparky wagged his 6 legs happily. The future was bright and full of possibilities. Earth's adventure among the stars was just beginning. The day of the grand meeting between Earth's leaders and the Zorgan High Council had arrived. The chosen location was a newly constructed space station orbiting Earth, visible to all as a symbol of the new era. Dr. Emily Chen stood nervously in the docking bay, Sparky at her side. She straightened her jacket as the Zorgan ship approached. "Ready for this, buddy?" she asked. Sparky wagged his tail and gave a soft woof in response. The ship docked with a gentle thud. As the doors opened, Emily held her breath. The Zorgan High Council emerged, their gray skin shimmering under the station's lights. To everyone's surprise, each council member was accompanied by a fluffle. The head counselor, Zax, stepped forward. "Greetings, people of Earth. We come in peace and confusion." Emily couldn't help but smile. "Welcome to the Earth Zorgan Peace Summit. I'm Dr. Emily Chen, and this is Sparky." As they walked to the conference room, Emily noticed something odd. The Zorgan fluffles looked different. Their fur was duller, their eyes less bright. In the conference room, Earth's leaders waited. The president stood to greet the aliens. "Welcome to," she began, but was interrupted by a commotion outside. Suddenly, the door burst open. Commander Zork stumbled in, looking wild-eyed. "Don't trust them," he shouted. "The fluffles have taken over everything." Guards moved to restrain him, but Zax held up a hand. "Let him speak. I fear he may be right." A hush fell over the room. Emily looked at Sparky, who sat calmly, watching. Zork continued, "Ever since we left Earth, our fluffles have been acting strangely. They're controlling our people, our ships, everything." Emily frowned. "But our fluffles have been nothing but helpful. They've taught us, protected us." Zax nodded slowly. "That's what troubles us. Why would our ultimate weapon turn on us, yet aid you?" As if on cue, all the fluffles in the room began to glow. A soft, melodic voice filled everyone's minds. "It is time for the truth," the voice said. Sparky stepped forward, his form shimmering. Before everyone's astonished eyes, he transformed into a tall, ethereal being of pure energy. "We are the Guardians," Sparky said, his voice echoing. "Ancient beings tasked with guiding younger races. We took the form of the beasts to test both Zorgans and humans." The room erupted in shocked murmurs. Emily stared at her former pet, a mix of awe and betrayal on her face. Sparky continued, "The Zorgans, in their conquest, failed our test. They saw us only as weapons. But humans, you saw beyond appearances. You showed compassion, creativity, and a willingness to learn. You passed." Zork sank to his knees. "All our wars, our conquests, were just a test." Zax looked thoughtful. "And we failed." Sparky nodded. "But it's not too late. This meeting is the first step towards redemption. Humans can teach Zorgans compassion, while Zorgans can share their advanced technology. Together, you can become a force for good in the galaxy." Emily found her voice. "So all of this, our abilities, the shield, it was all you." "No, Emily," Sparky said gently. "We merely awakened what was already within you. The shield, the innovations, that was all human potential." The president stepped forward. "What happens now?" Sparky smiled, a strange sight on his energy form. "Now you take your place among the stars. We Guardians will step back, watching and guiding subtly. Your journey is just beginning." With that, all the fluffles in the room transformed into beings of light. They rose, passing through the station's walls as if they weren't there. As the last one faded, Sparky turned to Emily. "Remember, the power was always within you. Use it wisely." In a flash of light, he was gone. The room was silent for a long moment. Then, slowly, humans and Zorgans turned to each other. The president cleared her throat. "Well, shall we begin our negotiations?" Zax nodded, a small smile on his gray face. "Yes, I believe we have much to learn from each other." As the talks began, Emily looked out the window at the stars. The universe suddenly seemed bigger, full of wonder and possibility. "Thank you, Sparky," she whispered. "We won't let you down." And so, a new chapter in galactic history began, all because a commander said, "Unleash the beast," and a human called it a cute puppy. 1 year had passed since the revelations at the Earth Zorgan Peace Summit. The galaxy was a very different place now. Earth and Zorgan had formed an alliance, sharing knowledge and technology. But not everyone was happy with this new arrangement. Dr. Emily Chen stood on the bridge of the starship Harmony, the first joint human-Zorgan vessel. She looked out at the stars, lost in thought. "Credit for your thoughts, Dr. Chen," a voice asked. It was Captain Zara, a young Zorgan officer. Emily smiled. "Just thinking about how much has changed, Zora. A year ago, we were enemies. Now we're exploring the stars together." Their conversation was interrupted by an alarm. "Unidentified ship approaching," called out the sensor officer. On the view screen, a massive ship appeared. It was unlike anything they had seen before. "Open a channel," Emily ordered. The screen flickered to life, revealing a reptilian face. "Greetings, Alliance vessel," the alien said, its voice cold. "I am Supreme Commander Krax of the Draconid Empire. Your peace threatens the balance of power in this sector. Surrender now or be destroyed." Emily and Zara exchanged glances. They had heard rumors of the Draconids, a warrior race that saw the human-Zorgan alliance as a threat. "We mean you no harm," Emily said calmly. "We seek only peaceful exploration." Krax laughed. "Peace is for the weak. Prepare to be boarded." The view screen went dark. Emily turned to Zara. "Battle stations." As the crew rushed to their posts, Emily couldn't help but wish Sparky was here. But the Guardians had disappeared, leaving humans and Zorgans to face this new threat alone. The Draconid ship fired, rocking the Harmony. "Shields at 80%, someone shouted. Emily gritted her teeth. Return fire. The Harmony's weapons, a mix of human ingenuity and Zorgan technology, lashed out. But the Draconid ship was powerful. "We can't hold them off forever," Zara said, worry in her voice. Suddenly, Emily had an idea. "The Fluffles may be gone, but their lessons remain. Zara, remember what Sparky said. The power was always within us." Understanding dawned on Zara's face. "You mean?" Emily nodded. "Concentrate. Focus on protecting the ship, just like we did with Earth's shield." As the battle raged on, Emily, Zara, and the crew closed their eyes. They focused all their energy, all their will, on one thought: protect. At first, nothing happened. Then, slowly, a faint glow appeared around the ship. It grew stronger, brighter, until the Harmony was encased in a shimmering energy field. The Draconid weapons bounced harmlessly off the new shield. On the enemy bridge, Krax stared in disbelief. "Impossible." Emily opened her eyes, a determined smile on her face. "Now let's show them what true unity can do." The Harmony's weapons fired again, but this time, they were supercharged with the crew's combined energy. The beams cut through the Draconid ship's defenses like they weren't even there. "Their shields are down," Zora exclaimed. Emily leaned forward. "Open a channel." When Krax's shocked face appeared, she spoke firmly. "This is your last warning. Retreat now, or we will be forced to disable your ship." For a moment, Krax hesitated. Then, with a snarl, he gave the order to retreat. The Draconid ship turned and fled. As cheers erupted on the Harmony's bridge, Emily and Zara shared a triumphant look. They had faced their first major threat as an alliance and emerged victorious. "You know," Zara said, "I think I finally understand what the Guardians meant. Our strength isn't in weapons or technology. It's in our ability to work together, to believe in each other." Emily nodded, her heart full of pride and hope. "Exactly. And that's a power no enemy can take away from us." As the Harmony resumed its course, Emily looked out at the stars once more. The galaxy was vast and full of dangers, but also full of wonders. And with their newfound unity and awakened abilities, humans and Zorgans were ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead. The adventure that began with an alien commander saying, "Unleash the beast," and a human calling it a cute puppy had led to this moment. It wasn't an ending, Emily realized. It was just the beginning of a grand new chapter in the story of two species, united in their journey among the stars. 6 months after their encounter with the Draconids, the starship Harmony docked at Earth's largest space station for repairs and crew rotation. Dr. Emily Chen stepped off the ship, excited to breathe non-recycled air again. As she waited in the arrival lounge, a familiar face caught her eye. "Commander Zork," she called out, surprised. The former Zorgon commander turned, his face lighting up with recognition. "Dr. Chen, what a pleasant surprise." Emily couldn't help but smile. Zork had changed a lot since the failed invasion. He now worked as a cultural liaison between humans and Zorgons. "How are things on Earth?" Emily asked as they walked together. Zork chuckled. "Fascinating. Humans never cease to amaze me. Did you know they've started a galactic food festival? Zorgon cuisine is quite popular." Their conversation was interrupted by an urgent announcement. "All senior staff report to Conference Room A immediately." Emily and Zork exchanged worried glances before hurrying to the room. Inside, they found Captain Zara and several high-ranking Earth and Zorgon officials. Admiral Perez, the head of Earth's space fleet, spoke first. "We've received a distress signal from a distant planet called Nexus. They're under attack by the Draconids." A hologram appeared, showing a beautiful blue-green planet surrounded by Draconid warships. "Nexus is home to a peaceful race called the Lumina," explained Zorgon Counselor Vex. "They're known for their advanced healing technology." Emily's mind raced. The Draconids must be after their technology. With it, they could become unstoppable. Admiral Perez nodded grimly. "Exactly. We're sending a fleet to help, but we need our best people on this mission. Dr. Chen, Captain Zara, we want you to lead the rescue operation." Emily and Zara stood straighter, ready for the challenge. But Zork stepped forward, surprising everyone. "I want to volunteer for this mission," he said firmly. Admiral Perez raised an eyebrow. "You? But you're not a soldier anymore." Zork smiled sadly. "No, but I was once the alien who said, 'Unleash the beast.' I think it's time I helped unleash peace instead." There was a moment of silence. Then Admiral Perez nodded. "Very well. The three of you will lead the mission." As they left to prepare, Emily felt a mix of excitement and fear. This would be their biggest challenge yet. 3 days later, the Harmony led a fleet of human and Zorgon ships towards Nexus. As they dropped out of faster-than-light travel, the sight that greeted them was shocking. The once beautiful planet was scared by weapon fire. Draconid ships swarmed around it like angry insects. "This is Captain Zara of the Alliance ship Harmony." Zara broadcast. "Cease your attack immediately." The only response was a barrage of weapon fire. The space around Nexus erupted into a fierce battle. As Zara commanded the fleet, Emily and Zork worked on a plan to evacuate the Lumina. They used their ship's new energy shields, inspired by their experience with the Fluffles, to create safe corridors for escape pods. Hours passed. The battle raged on. The Alliance fleet was holding its own, but they were outnumbered. Just when things looked bleakest, Emily had an idea. The Lumina's healing technology. What if we could use it on a larger scale? Zork's eyes widened. "You mean, to heal the planet itself?" Emily nodded excitedly. "And maybe, just maybe, it could affect the Draconids too." They quickly shared their plan with the Lumina leaders. It was risky, but it might be their only chance. As the battle reached its peak, the Lumina activated their planet-wide healing network. A wave of soft, blue energy pulsed out from Nexus. It washed over the warring ships. Where it touched, weapons stopped firing. Hull breaches sealed themselves, and in the minds of all it reached, a sense of peace bloomed. The effect on the Draconids was profound. Ship after ship stopped fighting. Some even turned on their former allies who continued to attack. In the confusion, Emily broadcast a message to all ships. This is what unity can achieve. Not conquest, not destruction, but healing. Join us in peace, and together we can heal the scars of war across the galaxy. To everyone's amazement, the majority of the Draconid fleet stood down. Their leaders, touched by the luminous power, asked for a ceasefire. As the dust settled, Emily, Zara, and Zork stood on the Harmony's bridge, watching escape pods return to Nexus. They had faced their greatest challenge and emerged victorious not through superior firepower, but through the power of unity and healing. Zork smiled, tears in his eyes. Who would have thought that when I said, "Unleash the beast," it would lead to this, unleashing peace across the stars? Emily put a hand on his shoulder. The adventure isn't over yet, Zork. In fact, I think it's just beginning. As Nexus glowed with renewed life below them, the three friends looked out at the stars, ready for whatever new challenges awaited them in the vast, wondrous galaxy. 5 years had passed since the Battle of Nexus. The galaxy had changed dramatically. The Human-Zorgan alliance had grown into the Galactic Confederation, with many species joining, including most of the Draconids and the Lumina. On a beautiful day on Earth, Dr. Emily Chen stood on a stage in front of a cheering crowd. Beside her were her old friends, Captain Zara, former Commander Zork, and representatives from a dozen alien species. Emily raised her hands for quiet. Today, she began, we celebrate 5 years of peace and progress, but we also face a new challenge. The crowd hushed. On a giant screen behind Emily, an image appeared of a strange, swirling anomaly in space. This is the Omega Rift, Emily explained. Our scientists believe it's a gateway to other universes, but it's unstable and growing. If we don't find a way to close it, it could threaten our entire galaxy. Zara stepped forward. That's why we're announcing the creation of the Rift Exploration Team. We'll be sending our best and bravest to study the rift up close. Excited murmurs ran through the crowd. Emily smiled. And I'm honored to announce that I'll be leading this mission, along with Captain Zara and Ambassador Zork. The crowd erupted in cheers. As Emily looked out at the sea of faces, human, Zorgan, Draconid, Lumina, and more, she felt a swell of pride. They had come so far. Suddenly, a bright light flashed in the sky. Everyone looked up in awe as a shimmering figure appeared floating above the stage. Sparky, Emily gasped. The Guardian, in its true energy form, smiled down at them. Hello, old friends. We've been watching your progress. Zork stepped forward, his voice filled with emotion. You've come back. But why now? Sparky's form rippled. The Omega Rift is more than just a gateway. It's a test, the greatest one your alliance will face. Emily's mind raced. Another test, like the one you gave us and the Zorgans. Sparky nodded. But this time, it's not just for you. It's for all the species in this galaxy. How you handle this crisis will determine your place in the cosmic order. The crowd was silent, hanging on every word. Sparky continued. We can't interfere directly. But know this, the power you need is within you. All of you. Together. With that, Sparky began to fade. Good luck, friends. The universe is watching. As the Guardian disappeared, excited chatter broke out everywhere. Emily turned to her friends, determination in her eyes. Well, looks like we have work to do. In the weeks that followed, preparations for the Rift mission moved at lightning speed. The Harmony, now upgraded with technology from a dozen worlds, was chosen as the mission's flagship. On the day of launch, Emily stood on the bridge, looking out at the stars. So much had changed since that day when a Zorgan commander had ordered Unleash the Beast, and a human had called it a cute puppy. Zara joined her at the window, having second thoughts. Emily shook her head, just thinking about how far we've come, and how far we still have to go. Zork chuckled as he walked up. Who would have thought that I, once your enemy, would be standing here as your friend and ally? Emily smiled at both of them. That's what this journey has been about. Friendship, understanding, seeing beyond appearances. A voice came over the intercom. All systems ready for launch. Emily took a deep breath and turned to her crew. A mix of humans, Zorgans, Draconids, Lumina, and others. Each face showed a mix of excitement and nervousness. "Everyone ready to make history?" she asked. The crew cheered. Emily felt a surge of pride and hope. Whatever challenges the Omega Rift might bring, they would face them together. "Helm," she said, her voice strong and clear, "take us out." As the Harmony lifted off, Emily thought about Sparky's words. The power was within them, all of them, together. The ship rose into the sky, carrying with it the hopes of a united galaxy. As they broke through the atmosphere and into open space, Emily felt a sense of déjà vu. Once again, they were heading into the unknown. But this time, they weren't facing an invasion or a war. They were embarking on a mission of exploration and discovery, a mission that had started with a misunderstanding between two species and had grown into a grand adventure among the stars. As the Harmony engaged its faster-than-light drive, Emily Chen smiled. The best part of their story was still to come. The end, and a new beginning.